Hello, good morning. My name is Jason.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Steve.
And we are the Highwaymen. And today we are talking about climate change.
Bring on Greta.
Again.
We
say again because we recorded the climate change video last week and somebody...
Actually, we didn't. Technically, we didn't, did we?
Yeah, somebody deleted the recording accidentally. I won't say who it was, but it wasn't Stephen. So... So we're going to hopefully recant all the glorious seeds of knowledge that we put into that last video and stick it into this one. We shall see. But anyway, yes. So let's get started. We'll start with Greta. What do we think of Greta Thunberg?
Love her. Love a bit of Greta. Love a bit of Greta. Although she's riding a bit high, isn't she, on the fame bandwagon right now? And I think she's become a bit of a victim. No, not a victim, but yes, a victim of her own success, if you like, and which is completely understandable. How old is she now, Jay? 16, 17?
17 now, I think.
So 17. So she's been doing this since she was 13, 14,
about
I suppose.
14, yeah, like about 14, yeah.
Yeah, so she's been into it for 3 or 4 years now.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you steal my childhood? We've stolen 3 years of her life.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you steal 3 years of my childhood? That's more like it.
And the Oscar goes to...
Greta.
I was going to say best actor, but I can't say best actor anymore because we don't have best actor. Because it's
no. So hang on. I'm sorry, because I know we're doing this, but can you not have a male lead anymore?
No, they're getting rid of. I know on one of the, I think it's the VMAs, they've got rid of the best male and best female artist now. It's just best artist.
Anyway, back to Greta.
Back to Greta. Yes. So yeah, no, I don't know. I think she was a very good mouthpiece for a lot of other people. I think obviously people are putting her forward. It's not done all on her own merits. I saw the thing that the documentary on her when she sat outside the government building with a sign saying something for, she's skiving school for climate change. I think when I was at school, if I'd had the option, if someone had suggested it to me, skive school for climate change, I think the whole school would have been on board. There was just, of
course you would.
There was just her sales. So we skived, I think, once for trying to get no school uniforms. I can't remember what happened. The teacher came out. We didn't last very long. It lasted about 10 minutes. We got told, I'm going to ring your parents if you don't get back to school right now. And everyone, because you were scared of what your parents might think back in those days.
Yeah. Back in them days.
So it didn't. Not now. You just say, "Oh, fuck you, ring them bastards," and then go.
I'm going to ring Esther
and say, "My teacher just offended me. Daddy, come down." And then the parents go down and say, "You bastards! How dare you talk to my children in such a way? I'm going to complain to the government."
Yeah, you'll be sacked, stripped of your title. It will be all over Facebook. It'll probably make the 10 o'clock news, and you'll be sent to live in a pit with lots of snakes and poo, and that's going to be your destiny.
Not like in our day where they just come out and give you a slipper.
Yeah.
There's one of our teachers who had a slipper. God knows why he had a random slipper in his...
Only the one?
Drawer, only one.
He either lost one then or found one. I wonder which he was.
Maybe he had a one-legged spouse who didn't need the other one.
Can you say that?
So he just bought it. We should have said it in the last video. We said it enough in the last video, so we can say it in this video. I'm only hypothesising why someone might have use of an old slipper. So So let's get back.
Can I just go back to this then? Because this is relevant, Jay. It is relevant. So read the slipper.
Yeah.
So are we talking one of those like with no back and you're slipping, or one of those like almost like boot things, or one of those Billy Connolly enormous, great big where you can stick both your feet in and plug it in?
It was a clog. It was a clog. You never went back for seconds. I have to say, I was a good child. I never had the slipper. We're going off the subject now. Come on. So climate
Sorry.
change. So, yeah, Greta. Yeah. So she's done a lot to bring climate change to the forefront, and I think people listen to it. I don't like this. How dare you speech. I think it was a little bit over the top, and it was like a little whiny child who can't get her way. And getting her way, I mean, she made her mum give up her job as an opera singer because she didn't agree with all the flying, so she gave up her career. I don't know.
And then probably jumped on a plane and flew to England to do a speech.
No, she did a rowing boat. I think there was like her and her parents, and Greta had to row the whole way. No, probably Dad had to row the whole way, I'm sure. No, I think they had a solar-powered boat, didn't they? That someone just happened to have lying around because, you know.
That was fortuitous.
We all have access to those sort of resources.
Yeah, of course we do.
You know what I mean?
I might go in the shed and knock one up after this.
Yeah, why not, mate? Why not? Get one of the little solar lights out your garden. I'm sure you can knock a
great idea. Love it.
Fabulous. But generally speaking, I mean, do we believe in climate change? What do we think about climate change? We obviously, I know your thoughts because we did, as I said, we did this conversation already. But, you know, we both kind of agreed that the climate's been changing forever and a day. It's always changing.
Yeah, you've only got to look over the history of the world, haven't you? You know, you can look back as far as we know, and this isn't from records. This is from geological structures and looking into stone and digging through into the Earth's core. And you can find out what's been going on. So the Earth has always gone through these extremes in certain periods of its existence. So you've got the Ice Age, and we now know there's been more than one Ice Age. So therefore, the flip side is it's gone through really hot temperatures as well, and then it fluctuates. So I'm not saying that we're not making a bit of a difference, but are we really responsible for changing the way that the climate is? Well, I put it to you, no, we're not. What I'm saying is it's just been utilized by the government again and by all the other different countries to be able to get money off of everybody. Look what you've done. Look what you've done, you bastards, by using your Lynx freaking body spray every day and burning your blooming fossil fuels in your car. You are single-handedly responsible. So because of that, I'm going to make you pay a bit more tax out of your money. Oh, okay. It's the least I can do. Please take some more. Put my road tax up. Yes, I'm going to put your road tax up as well. So we're going to come up with some farcical bloody notion so that if you exceed so many, whatever it is, your smoke comes out too much, you can pay a lot more money. And if your engine's a bit bigger, you can pay a lot more money too. So wait a minute. So my wife's little car is £20 a year tax.
Yeah.
Fantastic, but it's still a very, when all said and done, it's a newish car, but it's an antiquated little Fiat 500. The engine has been around for ever and ever and ever. So don't tell me it's suddenly a lot more efficient than it used to be. So no. So now then we're going to go and buy a new Porsche, Jay, because I think we deserve one, if I'm honest with you. We'll go and get a new Cayman or something like that.
53 subscribers, mate. We can afford it now.
Of course we can. One each. So we're going to go and get one of them each, and the showroom tax, so the first year tax on that is just under £1,000, if memory serves me right. And then but we're not going to charge that every year. From that point on, it's something like £500 a year. Why when it's clearly a damn sight more efficient, if we're brutally honest, than the little Fiat 500? Because it's new. It's got all the cat converters, it's got all the other bits and pieces, the filters on it. Oh, it just winds me up. It really does. So it's just another excuse to take money off of us. And I think we said last week as well, when it didn't quite work, about burning fossil fuels. Well, hang on, this is all natural stuff. This is stuff that has been created by the earth over its history. So we're not suddenly making something that's noxious and horrible and nasty. We're just utilizing things that are in the ground and around us. Okay, we're burning it, and
I think the point is though that we're obviously taking away the trees, you know,
that I agree with.
and then we're burning stuff as well. So therefore, the efficiency of the earth is not working as well to purify the air that there is in the planet. The thing I think is the more the issue at this point is, and again, you know, we talk about Greta Thunberg. You know, you look to us young people. You look to us
We don't.
people, but it is the younger generations, and our generation included. You know, we are now mentally, can't say mentally, see the last video. We're now kind of massive consumers, and the issue is more people and, you know, more consumers. And I worked out that my parents in 100 years are responsible for 15 additional people on the planet.
Yeah.
So in 100 years, if every person, if the population multiplies by 100, that's 100 more people burning all this stuff, consuming all the stuff that we consume, and having an issue, you know, being a drain on the planet's resources. So ultimately, every year the government wants more growth, you know, which eventually is just more sales and more money generated. But ultimately, that's what's going to cost the planet. The fact that we've got this consumer mentality, whereas we just keep using and using and using, and the population gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And although we're right, the temperatures have changed dramatically. We've got a massive heat wave at the moment, and people are using that as an excuse to kind of promote the climate change. Whereas we had massive heat waves in 1976.
Yeah.
It's no different. That's consistently happening. But the only thing I will say is, if you look back on the stats, is the amount of things like earthquakes and tsunamis and the major massive disasters, and get the big storms, they're getting more and more and more and more and more with every decade. And I think a lot of that is to do with, and I think I've mentioned this briefly in another video, the fact that all the shit that we pull out of the earth is creating spaces. You know, if you pull something out of the earth, it's got to be filled with something else. And it's a little bit like playing Jenga. You know, you're pulling something out. Okay, maybe something else is going in, but you obviously are creating that unbalance.
I totally agree with you with the trees. I mean, when you look at the devastation of the Brazilian rainforests and everything like that, of course. I mean, that's just, we need them. We need them for the oxygen. We need them for a lot of the other stuff, though. The consumerism has been, we have stuff, Jay, that we don't really, well, we certainly don't need. But we're convinced that we want, and we've been convinced we want by advertising, by media, by peer pressure, I suppose. A lot of the times, you've got to keep up with the Joneses. You know, the neighbours have got a new car. Well, oh my God, mine's a year old now. I've got to go and get a new car. I can't be doing that. What are they going to think of me? And so we're driven very much by I don't even think it's a desire. We've had this conversation privately, and my utopia is perhaps completely different to your utopia. So to me, if I can grow the food that I want to eat, and I've got clothes to keep me warm, and I've got a shelter to keep us dry and warm in the winter, do you know what? I'm a happy boy. Genuinely, I am a happy boy. I'm never happier than when I'm in the garden, in the greenhouse, and all that sort of stuff, growing things and being able to eat your own produce. It's phenomenal. Rearing animals and being able to reap the fruits of that labor, if you like. Eggs, fresh eggs off your chicken. That sort of that is living to me. That is living. So you can keep your 50-inch telly. You can keep all your bits and pieces. They do make our lives a bit more bearable. And I think that's what I'm going to say, bearable, because you're so busy going out to earn the money to pay for these things, to keep you entertained. That's the way I look at it, rightly or wrongly.
I mean, this is the thing that always makes me laugh, and I'm guilty of it. I've got an Apple iPhone, and I probably change mine every 3 years, and I get the latest Apple iPhone, and it's almost identical to the last Apple iPhone. It's 3 years on. He's paying another £1,000. I mean, I know people get the new one that comes out every year. Some people are so set on having the latest thing. Like years ago, when you had a mobile phone, you never kind of brand specific way. You know, it's a switch and change, and you get a new mobile phone, and oh, this one does this different, or that. And you'd look more about the design of it because they were different. I had one with a little stylus in it at one point, and there was a BlackBerry for what and changing it.
Oh yeah, I had a couple of them.
You change your phone because the way it works in England is you pretty much wouldn't pay for your phone, would you? You just pay like a monthly contract.
Yeah.
You really pay for your phone. Of course, you were paying for it, but you weren't. And I remember I used to go to the States, and people used to say, "Oh my God, wow, what phone have you got there?" Because over there they would have to buy their phones, and then they would obviously pay for their contract separately. And I said, "Well, how much is that?" I was like, "Well, I've not really paid for it. They just send me a new phone every year. What, you get a new phone every year?" And but obviously, as it changed and the iPhone came out, everything became the same. So you know, you pay all this money for an iPhone. This is identical to one you had, but it's the latest one, and you have to have it because if you don't, the updates don't come through, and it's not secure. And obviously, some of your apps stop working. And when you do, I mean, I do a lot on my phone. You know, banking, business, all my business is done on my phone. I've got apps for absolutely everything. So you have to keep it up to date. And it's £1,000 quid. It's £1,000 quid
in a cycle.
I am, but it's £1,000 a time. Now, if someone gave me a toy worth £1,000 back when we were kids, you know, you would cherish that, and you would, you know, you would look after it. I mean, my phones, when I sell them, they're always pristine. But you look at your kids, and you know, smash screens where they've been dropped and they just get thrown around. And they don't really have the same kind of concern for the goods that are so high priced.
But do you know why? They don't buy them. We do.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, as soon as my kids got old enough to go to work, because my oldest would always have my older phone, because when I used to work in my other business, I'd change them every year, and I used to give my oldest a phone because they never used to bother. As soon as she got her own phone on her own contract that she had to pay for, which I made her do it, she started to take care of it a little bit more now, and she's
yeah. Anyway, climate change.
Yes.
We're off piste again.
Yeah.
So climate change. So where are we with it? What are we saying? Leave it to Greta. She's got this covered. Leave it with her.
I think, you know, the government's are trying to say they're making changes, but again, it is all about money, isn't it?
Of course it is.
We're moving to electric cars, and that's going to create another set of issues. You know, I've seen the videos of the child labourers pulling out the cobalt in Africa for the batteries and all that kind of stuff. You know, the real issue is that people have got to stop having babies, and we've got to concentrate on not being so driven by consumers. You know, fashions again. Fashion's another thing. You know, every year, you know, oh no, we're not wearing skinny jeans this year. We're wearing the girls all wear those mom jeans now, as they call them, which are a bit baggier. So what's going to happen is when you look at skinny jeans, you're just going to start thinking, oh my God, they look so old-fashioned. We can't them anymore. Everyone changes their wardrobe all the time. We don't need to. You've got enough clothes to last you in your lifetime. I've got enough clothes to last me about half a century if I continue going easily. They wouldn't even wear out in that amount of time. But yet you still buy more.
I don't. Well, I do, I suppose. But I try not to. I try not to.
I mean, I'm not a follower of fashion by any stretch of imagination. But I do just sometimes see things that are just so like me, and I kind of think, I can't buy that, you know. So I end up buying. I've got a lot of clothes. I've got a lot of clothes. I've got more clothes.
You're just a tart, Jay. At the end of the day, you're a diva. You're a diva.
I don't go anywhere to wear them anymore. You know, we don't go out.
Shut up! Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're always somewhere. I always get on my Facebook thing. Jason's at blah blah. Jason's at blah blah. Jason's at blah blah. Yes, you do.
Well, not as much as I used to.
No, maybe not as much as you used to.
And the other thing is, you wear the same ones that you are of your favourites, don't you? And then
you do. Yeah, your go-tos. Yeah, you do.
And there's the pair of trousers that you know you might be a little bit tight, but I'm going to wear them. I'm going to save them because I might just lose that little bit of weight. And the other thing is, I was talking to someone the other day. We were talking about this conversation with one of my friends, and I said, "There's even things like underwear. Like my wife washes, so." She'll do with the washing. Very sexist, and I'm sorry, I've offended people again. My wife does all the washing and ironing, and so literally, I put a pair of pants in the washing. Well, I assume she's washing them. I hope she's not just pulling them out. Right, you bastard! You can have these back. But you know, and it's things like that. You know, you just take them out and they're there, and so you wear the same ones over and over again, and still,
Yeah.
and still you have your favourites.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, I think about my underwear drawer. I've got a sock drawer like most blokes,
Yeah.
sock drawer and a pants drawer, and we won't do the American difference of pants because I'm sure they know. And so, but it's always the same sort of like 10 that are in a constant circulation, and there's a big lump underneath which are perfectly suitable and they're perfectly wearable. But you don't because these ones are your favourite, and they're your go-tos.
I had this conversation with somebody and they thought I was a little bit weird. You're probably going to think I'm a little bit weird, but I have work pants.
Yep, you're weird.
You know, I can't wear something to go out in if I wore it for work. You know what I mean?
But it's your pants,
Even
man.
once.
Who's going to see them? So the chances of you bumping into somebody that you were at work with and they go, "Oh my God, Jay, I'm horrified. You've got the bloody underpants on that you wore last week at work."
It's not someone else seeing them. It's me knowing them. I've been wearing them all day, you know, and then I'm going to put them on again to go out in.
So what's the difference in wearing them at work or wearing them when you're out? What's the difference?
Shall we talk about climate change? Okay, let's go on to climate change. Shall we end climate change? Shall we end
climate change?
End climate change.
Greta has got it all sewn up. Let's be honest. We'll just kick back, leave it to her,
Leave it
and
to people.
everything will be fine. Good old Greta. Well done, mate.
Good old Greta. Right, we're leaving climate change there. We didn't really talk much. We talked a lot more about climate change last time. You'll have to take our word for it.
Yeah.
We did. Anyway.
Yeah. We reached the same conclusion.
Yeah. Leave it to Greta.
That'll do. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe anyway, even if you didn't like it.
If you didn't like it, if you hit the like button 3 times, then, you know, that's what you need to do. Right. See you next time.
See you guys.
Bye.